Hey YouTube, Astro Duelist again. I'm going to give you another deck profile. Before I do, I just want to say the last post I made was my fish OTK. I didn't actually explain why I put the fishboard blaster in there, so I just want to do that quickly. Fishboard blaster. The only reason he's in the deck is because with your coelacanths, say for instance you don't have your big wave, small wave, and you're struggling to have your two tributes. With your nibble sunfish, you set your fish face down. When it's destroyed by battle, sent to the graveyard. You can send your fishboard blaster from your deck to the graveyard, bring another nimble sunfish out. When it gets to your turn, because you control a level 2 or lower water monster, you can discard a card to special summon fishboard from your graveyard, and that's your two tributes for your coelacanths. So that's the only reason, fishboard's in the deck. Now to the profile. Profile is going to be of a Reptilianne deck. It's not as competitive as the Fish OTK or the Cat Synchro, but it's definitely fun to play, and it's annoying as hell to your opponent. So this is the deck. Start off, we have one Evil Dragon and Anta. This guy can be a real big beat stick of the deck, but you've got to sort of hold on to him in your hand and play him later in the game. You remove all reptiles from your field and graveyard to special summon him, and then he gains 600 attack for every monster removed by the effect. And then during the end phase of every turn, including your opponent's, he destroys one card on the field. So it's pretty good. It can be dangerous though if he becomes the only card on the field. Obviously he destroys himself, so you've got to watch out for that. Next we have one Gauze. Then we have 3 Reptilianne Deck. She's the boss monster of the deck. She's the main thing that will win you the games most of the time. You can tribute 2 monsters anywhere on the field that have 0 attack to special summon her, so you can tribute monsters on your opponent's side of the field that have 0 attack. Obviously the whole deck revolves around getting your opponent's monsters to 0, so it's not hard to do. Lots of ways to bring it out, and once per turn you can destroy one face-up monster your opponent controls, so it's a really good card. Next we have 3 Reptilianne Gardeners. These guys are the search monsters of the deck, and they can search out your Vaskis as well as any other monster that I'm going to show you. Main time you want to search out your Vaskis most of the time. Next we have 3 Reptilianne Nagas. Naga is probably one of the main annoying parts of the deck. She's like a Spirit Reap in a way. She's not destroyed by battle, but she also, any monster that battles her, whether it's attacked, they attack her, or whether she attacks them, at the end of the damage step they go to 0 attack, and they can't change their battle position. No, sorry, so they stay at 0 attack while they're on the field. But like I said, because she's not destroyed by battle, you set her face down, your opponent rams into her, goes up like that, your opponent's monster goes to 0, and because she's at 0, next turn you contribute her and your opponent's monster for Vasky. It's a really good card. Next we have 2 Vipers. These are the tuners of the deck. This deck doesn't synchro very often at all, but they're in there if you need to synchro. When they're normal summoned, if your opponent has a monster that's at 0 attack, you can take control of it, and that's a permanent effect too. So you can just keep it on your side of the field, or you can use that monster to synchro with it, obviously. Then we have 3 Reptilianne Skylar. Skylar is like the beat stick of the deck, the mini beat stick of the deck. He's 1800 attack. He's a little mini Goyo as well. If he destroys an opponent's monster that has 0 attack at the end of the damage step, you can special summon it to your side of the field, which is actually quite funny because I've taken Goyo before. I've taken Stardust before with its effect as well, so it's pretty good. Then we have 2 Reptilianne Gorgons. Gorgon is the least monster that you use in the deck. He's in there pretty much just because he's a reptilian. Also because you can ram into an opponent's monster to get them to 0, so if you're really, really desperate, you can sack into any monster on the field. He'll die, but then your opponent's monster will go to 0. A good thing to do with him is I'll show you when I get there with the traps. Next of all we have the spells. So we have 3 Reptilianne Spawn. Spawn is a really good card in this deck with your Vaskis because you remove a reptile monster from your graveyard to special summon 2 tokens, and then because those tokens are 0 attack, you contribute those tokens straight away for a Vasky. So really good card. Then we have 3 Book of Moons. I say a lot of the time 2's needed in any deck, but 3's good in this deck, particularly because of your Naga. At the end of the damage step, if she's face up on the field, she goes to attack mode. She can't stay in defense. So if your opponent gets a lot of synchros out on the field and ready for swing for game, if she's face up attack mode, you're in a very vulnerable spot. So 3 Book of Moons can help keep your Nagas face down. Next card we have 2 Reptilianne Poison. Also, why I run 3 Book of Moons. If you control a face-up reptile monster, play Reptilianne Poison. You can choose any defense monster your opponent controls, whether it be face-up defense or face-down defense. Flip it to face-up attack mode and make its attack 0. So you set a Book of Moon during their turn when they summon, you Book of Moon it. Next turn you can summon any reptile monster poison on the monster you Book of Moon and make it 0. So yeah, it's a good card. Then we have 1 Snake Rain. I ran Foolish Burial in this deck for a while until I found this card. Really, really good card for this deck. Discard 1 card to send 4 reptiles from your graveyard from your deck to your graveyard. So you can thin your deck out really well and fill your grade up with reptiles ready for your Ananta. Then we have 1 Brain Control. 1 My Body. With your Vaskis will always hurt your opponent unless they get bottomless. So if you get a Vasky out and they're bottomless, it's going to be painful for you. So that's why I run My Body. Then we have Mist, Heavy Storm, Giant Trinade, all staples. Now to the traps. First of all, we have 2 Limit Reverse. Really good in this deck with your Gardeners, because Gardeners can search any monster in the deck. You set your Limit Reverse during the end of their turn, you activate it to bring out your Gardener. Then when it gets to your turn, you can switch your Gardener to defense, it gets destroyed and you get a search. Next we have 3 Offering to the Snake Deities. This is like an Icarus attack for reptiles. Destroy 1 reptile monster you control and 2 cards your opponent controls. But because it says destroy, not tribute, you can destroy your own Gardener and get a search while you destroy 2 cards on their side of the field. So really good with Limit Reverse as well. When you Limit Reverse your Gardener, destroy it with your Offering and 2 cards and get a search as well. Then we have 2 Snake Whistles. Another really good card that goes well with the other traps because you Limit Reverse your Gardener, Offering to the Snake Deity to blow it up, get a search with your Gardener, then you can activate Snake Whistle, which is when a reptile monster is destroyed, not even sent to the graveyard or anything, so even token, if a token's destroyed, special summon a level 4 or lower reptile from your deck to the field. So yeah, you can really do a lot of damage. You can blow 2 cards up on the field, search to your hand and search to the field as well. So that's really good. And the last card is 1 Bottomless Trapper, purely because I like it, staple card. So yeah, tell me what you think. Thanks very much for watching and subscribe.